Welcome, sports fans. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Dan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines. All right, here's a look at the schedule for the Memphis Grizzlies. On Monday, they'll be matching up with Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Wednesday, they'll be playing against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
What a great opportunity for this team to take a step forward. They have some tough road games coming up, and that kind of stretch can bring a team together. Winning some of these games would be huge for their overall confidence.
So a look at the starters for the Pacers. Halliburton and Nembhard make up the backcourt. Siakam and Jackson playing together in the front court. And it's Nesmith in at the 3 slot. And for Memphis, Wells and Jackson, your small and power forwards. Morant runs point with KCP to his side. And it's Edey in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. We've just started up this season, Grant. What's important for players right now?
You know, I think it's finding a good routine, especially for those on new teams. The earlier you figure out what works for you, the quicker you'll get comfortable.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball, following the bucket by the Pacers. Morant looking around, and the dunk by Edey.
Well, we know all about Morant's unreal athleticism, but his vision is what really sets him apart.
And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Outside Nesmith. Morant against Halliburton. Three-pointer. The rebound by Edey. Morant against Halliburton. There's the three. And Ja Morant good for three.
Well, that's a good sign there from Morant. He needs to keep making those shots in order to open this offense up.
You talk about a high-variance team. The Grizzlies keep you guessing, Coach.
Yeah, they do. They're young, brash, a ton of talent, and at times they've seemed poised to take over the West, but it hasn't happened yet.
Now here's Morant. Last game, 26 points for him. And then Morant with the jam!
Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
Jackson with a screen on Jackson. Here's Siakam, and it's blocked by Edey. And they'll keep possession. Halliburton for three. Nails it from three.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And here's Morant. 5 points in the game. Pass to Jackson. And here's Morant. Shot clock at 6. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. You can't make it that obvious.
Now here's Siakam. Coming off a 31-point game. Pass to Nesmith. Halliburton outside. Another three for Indiana.
At the perimeter, Halliburton has a lot of confidence. He's just about always ready to take that shot.
Wells misses. Pacers leading by 3. Outside Nesmith. Outside for Halliburton. Pass to Jackson. Some nice passing by Indiana here. Left block shot on the way, and it's Halliburton getting it to go. Halliburton's got 8. And so it's Morant who brings up the ball for the Grizzlies. They're coming off that win against the Heat.
It always helps when your opponent turns the ball over that many times. I thought it was the deciding factor overall.
Yeah, you got to think coach will show this one as an example of what not to do. You got to take care of the ball.
Well, defensively, you let Morant put up threes, you can't take everything away from him. Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal, then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
A new lineup here for Indiana. Caldwell Pope against Matherin. Toppin outside. Toppin, a screen on Morant. Here's McConnell. Oh, and Jackson with the defensive effort.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Yeah, Morant just continuing to assert himself offensively.
Right wing. Here's Huff. The Pacers again can't hit.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Edey inside. He's covered by Matherin. Caldwell Pope's shot is off. Pass to Furphy. Here's Huff. Here's Matherin. And that's not gonna go. Misses at the buzzer. Ja Morant, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Memphis. He made a big impact, scoring 12 points in the quarter. More 2K action in just a moment. Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
On the floor for Indiana, we've got Pascal Siakam. Benedict Matherin is out there with Obi Toppin. Then there's TJ McConnell, and it's Shepherd in a two-guard. Now here's Siakam. No points yet. Pass to Matherin. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Memphis. Now Caldwell Pope. Outside Morant. Back to Caldwell Pope. Memphis needs to get off a shot. Wells. And the three-pointer goes.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's his first foul. Huff's checked in for Shepherd.
First team. Indiana substitution. Number 32.
Here's McConnell. He had 9 points in his last timeout. And timeout called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to talk it over with his guys. A line change here for Memphis. All right, let's take a look back at last season and see the teams who collected the most second chance points. In third, Memphis.
This is a hustle stat. This team pounded the offensive glass, and it shows in their numbers from last year.
And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. And Stan, you coached a bunch of seasons in the league. What's an issue that you face that maybe the average fan doesn't know?
Well, look, I think the thing that fans really underrate about the game is how intelligent these guys are. So it's not really an issue that I face because I was lucky to have smart guys. But I think fans underestimate how much basketball intelligence factors in when you're talking about the best players in this game.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey guys, in an era of title or bust thinking, it's noteworthy that the grit and grind Grizzlies of the 2010s are properly celebrated. While they never made it past the Western Conference Finals, their physical style, built around Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, and Mike Conley, built a lasting legacy in Memphis. Back to you, BA.
Thank you, Allie. Halliburton for three. His fourth make in 5 tries. Solid start for him.
Almost like he was sneaking out to the corner. Halliburton is not someone you can lose.
Pippen, pass to Landale. Jerome, right side. 4-3. It's hauled in by McConnell.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Pass to Siakam. Outside for Halliburton. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And that's a foul called on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul.
He didn't have his feet planted.
Clark is checked in for Landale. Then for Indiana, Jackson, he's checked in for Toppin. Neesmith comes in for Matherin. And Andrew Nembhard subbed in for McConnell. Now here's Pippen. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. And the dunk by Jackson.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
Memphis shooting their first free throws tonight.
A slender big man with a nice shooting touch. Aldama is one of those guys who seems to get steadily better each season.
Indiana making a switch here. Toppin's checked in. And Halliburton has got the ball here for the Pacers. They come into this one having outplayed the Thunder in their last game.
And at the offensive end, they were lights out in that game. They found all sorts of ways to punish the D.
Yeah, and for a coach, seeing your schemes clicking like that is very rewarding.
Toppin's shot is off. Memphis has gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Entering the NBA at just 19 years of age. G.G. Jackson has such a bright future, Coach.
Well, Brian, he was scoring 15 a game as such a young rookie. He is a scoring 6'9" wing, and I think Jackson will grow in this league. To me, it's about getting consistent with the jumper for G.G.
So Tuomas Isalos decided to call time out here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And a new group getting ready for Memphis. Jackson, he's checked in for Aldama. Wells comes in for Jackson. Caldwell Pope's checked in for Jerome. And it's Ja Morant in for Pippen. And Caldwell Pope gets it to go.
Well, that's what Caldwell Pope is out there to do. A terrific shooter from three-point land.
Back to Halliburton. Here's the 3. Cleared away by Wells.
And he's having an ugly quarter from the field. It seems really frustrated.
Back to Morant. Six on the shot clock. Jackson outside. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And they're building up steam, getting out in front and trying not to look back.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
Now here's Jackson. 8 points in his last time out.
I'm not sure how he's going to explain that shot later.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
It's stolen by Halliburton. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Thanks so much, Rick. What did you think of your team's offensive execution in the first half?
We got to get it moving more. We got to get it driven more. They're very physical. You're trying to run plays. They blow all that stuff up. And so bottom line with our offense, we got to get some more stops. That'll help our offense.
Defense leads to offense. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
Well, right now for Indiana, they started the season on a high note. Now they look to improve to 2-0.
Yeah, they look strong in their first matchup, played with a lot of energy. We'll see if it carries over into this one.
And talking now about the game at hand, Ja Morant, certainly the focal point that first half.
We've talked about how Morant has that it factor, aggressive, confident, has the skill set to back it up. We saw all of that in the first half.
He's a bona fide superstar, Shaq. Bona fide now. People compare him to Allen Iverson with athleticism. But Morant has good length, and on top of all, he's got all the other things.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books, one half to go. Oh, a fantastic game from Ja Morant in this one.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
On the perimeter, it's KCP and Wiggins. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Morant in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Jackson down low. Nesmith covering. Jackson can't get it to go. Here's Halliburton. And the call will be against Jaren Jackson. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Memphis on D. They lead by 8. Biggest lead of the game. Clock at 6. Indiana needs to get a shot off.
That's a good contest from Caldwell Pope. He is a very good wing defender.
Morant with it. He's picked up by Nembhard. Back to Morant. Nembhard with a steal. Siakam outside. Here's Halliburton. Yes! And a nice assist from Jackson. And it's 13 points for Tyrese Halliburton.
And he has taken over this game. Halliburton looks like he's on cruise control at this point.
Kicks it out to Jackson. Halliburton against Morant. 5 to shoot. Pass to Edey. That's short off the rim.
And unlike some other guys, missing a wide open look won't hurt his confidence at all.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Ja Morant looking to lead the way. He said, I set the tone. My teammates feed off of it, and I love to compete. That's how we all grew up, playing on the blacktop outside, competing at a high level when there was no cameras around. BA?
He's got that alpha mentality. Allie, thanks for the report. And the dunk by Edey.
Now you see here just how good Morant is at spotting openings, then moving the ball into.
Oh, stolen by Morant. Here's Morant, and then Morant with the dunk.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy just never lets up.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches here. Even the guards are attacking the basket.
Stan, he's one of the most exciting players in the league right now. What makes Ja Morant so special?
Well, look, B.A., his explosiveness. Sometimes he makes you nervous with how much he throws his body around. But what I love about Ja is that it shows he has no off switch. He plays with intensity.
And the coaching staff wants Halliburton to take advantage of easy scoring opportunities, including finishing in transition.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Pass to Morant. 1:56 left in the third quarter. Siakam with it. Jackson in his pocket. Three-pointer. Halliburton. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Siakam. And it's now only a 1-point Memphis lead. And so it's Morant who brings up the ball for the Grizzlies. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Some nice ball movement by Memphis. Pass to Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. And that one is stopped right through.
Yeah, it took plenty of skill and athletic ability for Jackson Jr. to pull that off.
Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation.
Some changes for Indiana. Toppin, he's checked in for Jackson. Matherin comes in for Neesmith. And T.J. McConnell subbed in for Nimhart. Now here's McConnell. Three-pointer, Halliburton. Oh, making it look easy, Halliburton.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. Pass to Landale. Now here's Aldama, defended by Halliburton. Jerome passes to Pippen. Now here's Landale. Defense is right there. Count it.
And since the break, both teams are increasing their intensity and really getting after it.
Yeah, and you can feel the pace picking up in this second half. Both teams have dialed up the intensity.
And Siakam gets it to go.
I'm not sure why they aren't going to him more. He's scoring the ball so well.
For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Pippen with it. Yet to see a basket. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. It's a tie game in Memphis. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your two guards share the wealth.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And Indiana looking at who they've got. We've got Pascal Siakam. T.J. McConnell is out there with Benedict Matherin. Then it's Obi Toppin. And it's Huff in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's McConnell. And here's Siakam for 3. Aldama grabs the board. Now here's Pippen. He's covered by Siakam. And timeout is called by Tuomas Isalo. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Head coach of the Grizzlies had some words for his team over the break. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check, saying, "You're battling right now. Continue to play smart. Don't try to be a hero out there. Play for one another." Guys, let's see what happens.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. And we will have a timeout called by Tuomas Isalo, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. And a new group getting ready for Memphis. Jackson, he's checked in for Aldama. Wells comes in for Jackson. Caldwell Pope's checked in for Jerome. And it's Morant in for Pippen. Now here's Morant. He can't get that one to fall. And for the Pacers, they're shooting at a 48% clip from the floor. Pass to Huff. Here's Matherin. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Yeah, this is how impactful Matherin can be in close. He loves jamming it home.
Morant, pass to Wells. And they get it back. And here's Jackson. Outside Morant, back to Jackson. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
Tyrese Halliburton's checked in for Huff. And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Pass to Halliburton. Launches a 3. And Indiana misses again. Memphis trailing here. Oh, got a piece of it. The dive for the ball, and so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Catching up on the changes for Indiana. Jackson, he's checked in for Toppin. Neesmith comes in for Matherin. And Andrew Nembhard subbed in for McConnell.
Since halftime, either they've gotten sloppier or the defense has turned up.
Indiana has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Three-pointer, Halliburton. It's off. Memphis has gotten 5 of their 9 attempts from deep to go. Here's Morant to take the lead. Driving to the basket. Ooh, he leaves no question.
Yeah, when Morant gets a step to the hoop, he's looking to drop that hammer on it.
Jackson, the screen. Siakam. Oh, missed on the tray.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside Morant. Jackson outside. Now Morant. 6 to shoot. And that misses. That would have put him up.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Here's Jackson. Rebounded by Jackson. To take the lead.
Morant just doing a nice job absorbing the hit there.
Second personal foul. First team.
First free throw is good, and that gives him a lead. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Pressure-packed free throws, but he stayed calm and nailed it.
Here's Siakam. No problem from 14.
This is why this team turns to Siakam in big moments. They trust him to come through.
Rebounded by Jackson.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
He gets the first, and that gives him a lead.
Yeah, the superpower for Siakam is his versatility. He plugs a lot of holes on both ends.
Well, didn't sink them all, but at least that puts him in front.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selection. You have to be set up for success.
And you have to try to make something happen. I mean, they have to be aggressive at this point, even if it's risking a foul.
And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line.
He missed the chance to put them up by 3. You know he'd like to have that one.
Morant. Rebounded by Jackson.
Yeah, and he seems to have lost his rhythm all of a sudden. This has not been his quarter.
Puts up the tray. Rebounded by Jackson.
And the game isn't over yet, but they have to move quickly.
Yeah, this one isn't over, but they can't afford to waste any time now.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Siakam against Jackson. Now Siakam, and the foul on Jaren Jackson. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so it will head to the line for 2. And the second of 2 is good, and that gives him a lead. Now here's Morant. Clark with a screen on Halliburton. Morant. Yes, sir!
He's really finding his rhythm here. I mean, smart move to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Here's Siakam. Beyond the arc. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Nembhard fires. And so the big win by Memphis in a tight game. That was an incredible night of hoops. A tremendous finish. They waited until the very last moment to seal it.
And so many times we see these close games won by the home team.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Ja Morant.